Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Austin E-GP. Round 7, Catalunya on the Xbox. Glad to have everybody here. We got a few folks out tonight, but we do actually have a little something exciting for you. We had Garrett Hines from over in our PS4 league decided he wanted to join the Xbox boys this week just to see what the results would be like. So definitely looking forward to how that's going to go. He's been looking at how competitive these guys have been, and he's decided he wants in on a little of that action. So we'll see how it treats him. We'll see how it treats them. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Hope y'all all are too. Hope your Wednesday night is going well. Maybe at some point we'll get the schedule on these things settled down as track and race season is starting up. Everybody's kind of not been exactly free for the weekend, so we've been kind of having to play it by ear. We'll work on getting that stabilized for you soon. Meanwhile, everybody's starting to get ready. It looks like we've got everybody added to the group, and they're just kind of sorting through things for the moment. Oh. We're also probably going to have a break here pretty soon for, I think, a week or two. At least they were talking about maybe doing it. So we'll see if that happens. I'll try to make sure. I think I've noticed our last couple events have only been posted to Rive 512. I don't think there was a post to ASO, so I'll make sure we get it up there and wherever else people think we should have things posted up at. Definitely want to make it convenient for every one of you to figure out when you can get your race fix. Alrighty, looking like everybody's starting to ready up. Of course, we'll be doing Moto 3 here, starting in probably a minute or two. Keep in mind, chat is available. I can see it, though if you are doing a watch party, I will not see your chat on that. So if you're wanting to get in on the chat, hop in on Twitch or swing by my stream that's actually on Facebook, wherever you want. If you're wanting to throw chat up in the air, because I know the shit talk that goes around these groups. Lord knows y'all need the outlet. Pretty soon we'll have the real GP season running. Hopefully you won't forget about us. I'm also thinking in the future this might become more of a winter thing. Or if we have more crazy pandemics and world-ending messes, maybe it'll become a permanent thing. Who knows? Thanks, Nick. Much appreciated, sir. Waiting for the last few guys to ready up here. I'm hesitant to put any house music on. Somebody will have to put something together for me. Not like I know any musicians around here. At least none of note. Hint, hint. All right, looks like everybody's readied up. We're just about to jump into qualifying for Moto 3 here. Once again, I'm unable to race direct this week on Xbox. I'm just going to have to look for a used one to buy here soon. Tony Marino will be handling that for me. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate all your help there, ma'am. So let's see how qualifying looks today. I believe the weather was supposed to be cloudy. Don't think there was too much of a chance of rain during the race. I can't use stuff like that, bro. good chance of getting copyright struck and kicked off. I don't want to deal with that. There are a ton of things I'd love to use in the way of music, but you can't use them because copyright. All right. 10 minutes for qualifying. We are ready to go. Everybody making adjustments, getting tires set up, and we'll see who's out on the track first. Let's see how this goes today. And it looks like Voss and Richard first out on the track. Or at least first that I can see. Earlier today, we had a bit of an amusing anecdote with Napes complaining that he had spent a good portion of the week practicing the wrong track. So he's been kind of having to play catch-up today. We'll see if he's able to do it this evening. Forgot which one he was practicing instead. I think Assen. His laps looked really good. It's just the wrong place to be. Kind of mistakes you can't get in real life. Yeah, it looks like we've got Hines, we've got Richard, we've got Napes, and we've got Voss. All through the first section, basically in a little pack here. As they're working to set their first lap, 8.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. We'll see what this winds up looking like. Hines, Napes, and Voss all appearing to really be at it right now. Oh, Kegel having a bit of an early off there. Good to get him out of the way early. Just get rid of him early in qualifying. Get that shit out of your system. As Voss is just about to head into the final section. You'll see how he looks here. Exiting turn 12. Looking nice, looking like solid lines. We'll see what kind of time he has. A little far on the inside, but manages to hold on to it. And a 153.6 to start things up. Not bad. Hines, 0.8 seconds off of that. And Napes, 2.3 seconds off of it. So front end of our pack not looking too bad at all. Let's see how some of our other races are looking. They managed to get things scheduled where Bear was able to make it out today. We'll see how he winds up doing this evening. He's actually been doing well for most of the series. We'll see how he can do. As a matter of fact, Bear sitting 2.6 off the lead. Not too bad, but he's going to have to improve if he wants to get up to that front row. And Nick J, within a second of the back of the front row currently, so looks like he's managed to definitely pick things up from how he was looking a couple of weeks ago. Maybe he can turn out some good times tonight. It'd be good to see. Meanwhile, waiting for the rest of the field to turn in a lap. 5 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in qualifying. All right, things looking interesting so far. Hines now is second back off of Voss. Voss doing quite well tonight for his qualifying laps. Definitely taking it seriously, pushing it down to a 153.250. Not bad at all. Looks like Hines is definitely going to find himself some more competition here. Meanwhile, Bear brings himself within 1 second of the lead, sitting only a tenth of a second behind Hines. He's definitely going to be facing some pressure tonight. Four minutes, 15 seconds remaining in qualifying. We'll see if Voss can move his time down any further. He just managed to turn down a race best in the first section, but then the second was rather unimpressive. Ditto for the third. It may be that 153.2 is the best he's going to be able to put down, but it's definitely not slow for Catalunya. Meanwhile, I believe Hines and Bear have gone into the pits, maybe to do further adjustments. Oh, nope, Bear has gotten back out onto the track. Let's see what he can do here. Looks like Hines has gotten back out as well. Oh my, the chat overlay's in the wrong place too. Okay, we'll fix that. Voss continuing to hold on to his leads, though Hines coming out solid. And Mapes also coming out with solid this lap. Maybe both of them will manage to push up to the front row. We'll see what happens here. That's why making another appearance. Kegel also sitting near the back of the pack. Not normally the case for him. Oh, there he goes. Yep, moves himself up to just 3 3/4 seconds off the lead. Just ahead of Nick J. Justin Richards sitting back at 4.5, a little bit behind Jay. Not looking bad at all. Dean 7 seconds off, and we'll see what SOA manages to turn down. 2 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in qualifying. Hines still sitting a second off of Voss. Between your top four, though, man, there's barely a second between them all. Definitely looks like it's going to be competitive tonight, and we'll see if Kegel can manage to surprise us and jump up there as well. He and Bear are usually quite good. Voss also being very consistent on the Xbox side. And Napes as well over the past few weeks has just really become a force out here. Oh, Richard having a bit of an off. But he's still got 1 minute and 18 seconds to get back out onto the track and try to set a lower lap time. Hines now half a second off of Voss. Looking good, but not quite catching up to him. Voss just being very consistent so far in qualifying. We'll see if he can keep it up during the actual race. And Voss, so far, looking like this lap, he might manage to put the time down even further. Can he get it down to a 153 even? Oh, not quite. Another 153.25 again. It's looking like that's probably the best we're going to see tonight, but that is quite good for this track. 20 seconds remaining, so if folks want to get another lap in, they need to get out on the track and do it. Looks like everybody's able to get that first section pretty well. Then after that, it starts to become a little more random as to who's gonna manage to get up there. And it looks like Kegel is wrecked out on his attempt to turn down a better lap. The system has put him into autopilot. Unfortunately, he won't be able to move up any further there, but there's still a race ahead for him to do all the work in. Meanwhile, Bear looking to set an even higher lap, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it unless he just has an absolutely phenomenal third and fourth section. Nevertheless, he is solidly in third in qualifying. Time is, of course, completely expired in qualifying at this point. So anybody breaking out, they'll lose, unfortunately, the attempt to do any more laps. All right, as we wait for the results here, we'll see what we've got. As you can see, Voss, once again, every section, first, second, third section, managing to set qualifying best. We'll see if he can push it down here. Nope, that 153 and a quarter is the best he's going to get. But nevertheless, that's enough to net him the front. So your front row, Voss, Hines, and Bear. And your second row, Napes, Richard, and Kegel. Rounding out the third row, Jay, SOA, and Dean. But notice there, it's within 7 seconds for the entire pack, so this could go to anybody. And if the race holds together the way we're hoping, oh man, this could be a lot of fun to watch. So we're going to get to watch Hines do his debut here over on the Xbox. Let's see what he can do with it. Hopefully he'll enjoy the competition over here. Maybe this will finally kill off any of the shit talk we've heard between the two. All right, as we get ready to start here, this will be your first actual race of the evening. We're looking at Moto 3 on Catalunya on the Xbox. Hope everybody's excited as I am. This is going to be some good shit. And if you don't giggle at how the race director gets to see everybody hovering in the air with invisible motorcycles under him, something's wrong with you as a human being. Come on, that's an experience you don't get in real life. Is everybody doing their final tire selection, getting any last bits dialed in that they want to? Generally give just about a minute between finishing qualifying and starting the actual race. Qualifying did not look bad though, so this is worth waiting for. All right, looks like everybody has readied up. We are starting. Get ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a lot of fun. Well, as long as we don't go bowling into turn one. We'll see. All right, and we are off. Voss managing to maintain a lead for a moment, then Jay getting a hell of a hole shot. Taking the number one spot almost immediately. Very good drive off the line. We'll see if he can hold on to it as we have a wreck almost immediately from Richard. Apparently going in a straight line is difficult this evening. Oh no, turn two. Turning into a bit of a bloodbath as well. And I believe Hines got caught up in it, leaving Nick J out front. Voss in second, Nates in third, Bear sitting back and forth, all of them within no more than half a second of each other. Dean sitting in fifth, and Cagle sitting back in sixth, SOA in seventh, Hines not far off of him, and Richard back in ninth. What a fight to start the evening off with, as Voss manages to get himself into first place. But Nick J not letting him get away with it. Jay has clearly spent some time practicing since the last couple of races and is coming in with a vengeance tonight, at least for Moto3. Naves going off the track as far as we can see. Maybe that's what actually happened on his screen. But look at this. Oh, Voss very good on the brakes, very aggressive. Jay having to fight on the drive out, and I think Voss might manage to get it. But what a hell of a drive for the pass. Coming into turn 12 now. Jay and Voss at it. Oh my, Jay getting pushed over by Bear. Bear wanting some of this as well, and Nate's still in it. Now we'll see who's set up for the best drive on the front straight as we have a 201.8 set as our first lap. Obviously not quite as fast as qualifying because you're starting from a dead start. But that's still really fast for a first lap. As Bear, oh no! Bear loses it. Oh, that was incredibly rough. He was doing so well. Finds himself thrown out of turn two, unfortunately. Going around the big sweeper in turn three, he has already fallen back to 8th place. It is not a field to screw around with tonight. You make a mistake, this field is going to eat you alive. Man, oh man. What a rough moment. And Jay has an off as well, unfortunately. Oh man, after coming out of the gates doing so well, both of these guys fall back. Then Richard goes down. Man, it's a rough race. I can't even predict who's got a chance this evening. It is just coming rough. Carnage on the track left and right. But Hines has apparently been consistently moving his way up, now in 5th, as Jay manages to get a pass on him. SOA goes down. Man, it's a rough night. Voss, though, out in first, has managed to stay away from all the carnage. Guess that's part of the advantage of being out there. Nape sitting in second, only a second and a half behind him, though, so there's a chance to catch up. Cagle sitting in third. And he is definitely one of our more consistent guys, so there's a good chance he could do something with it, but it looks like, ooh, it's looking like Hines is threatening him. Just knocking on that rear tire. Oh, a little bit of bumpy here and there. Let's see how it's looking from Cagle's perspective with the fight for the bottom of the podium. Look at this, both of them on the front straight. It's going to be a matter of who's got the bigger balls to be later on the brakes. Who's it going to be? Look at this aggressive drive in by Hines. Cagle just can't make it happen. He doesn't lose sight of him, but man, Hines was late on those brakes. Cagle trying to hold it together, but Hines just flying ahead. He is clearly not slow. Meanwhile, Voss still holding on to first. We are on our third lap of 5, halfway through the race.
Yeah, I think I did.
It has been some good action already.
I totally did.
So Hines, with 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds to make up, to catch up to second, which is Napes. Napes actually doing pretty well for the evening. It's going to be hard to catch Voss with how hot he seems to be this evening. So I have the feeling our fight's going to be for that second and third place. But Napes is not going to make it easy for Hines. You notice this, as our race director is circling through all the tail views, everybody's got somebody within sight. It is going to be hard to run away with this race anywhere below third. And Napes better not make any mistakes because, oh no, Bear! Bear goes down as we're looking at him there, unfortunately. Oh man, that is bad luck. Oh, I hate this. And then Jay goes down again. Oh man. God, both of those two started out so strong, and they've got eaten by their own mistakes. That is unfortunate. We're doing so well. Bear now back in 6th. Voss continuing to maintain first as we head into lap 4. Napes 3 seconds off of Voss. Voss continuing to stretch his lead out. But Hines is slowly trying to suck up that lead between him and Napes. Only 2 laps remaining. I don't know if he'll have time to make that up. That is going to be really hard to catch. Meanwhile, Cagle still only 2.5 seconds off of Hines. Hines not managing to run away with it. Never count Cagle out. This guy, he has his moments where he's a little unsure, but you can see there he's got a view of Hines. If he can stay consistent, he can catch him. He's just going to have the balls to really wait really late on that braking. And that's the thing. You got to catch up with the faster guys. It's a matter of how much of a game of chicken can you play coming into turns, especially in Moto3. Oh, and Nick J goes down again, unfortunately. Man, oh man, you can tell he's been practicing, but I think when he gets thrown off his rhythm, it is really hard to get it back. Oh, Cagle swinging really wide. Hopefully he can get that back under control. Oh no! Bear goes down again. That's disappointing. As Voss, way out front, just continues to try to stretch things out. At this point, he is 3.8 seconds ahead of Napes. Meanwhile, Hines has managed to cut another 0.3 seconds out of Napes' lead, but we are on the final lap. If Napes doesn't make any mistakes, there's no way Hines is going to catch him. Cagle, meanwhile, almost 5 seconds off of Hines. If Hines makes a mistake, Cagle will catch him. That is pretty much how the whole field looks. If you look at this, the way the spacing is, there is nobody that is safe in their position. If you make a mistake, the guy behind you is going to immediately eat you up. This is not a friendly field to be facing. Oh man, as Jay has another off. Oh, I think that's gonna push him down for the race. Yep, and another one real quick there. Hopefully he will have it under control for Moto 2. That puts him out for Moto 3, unfortunately. As we're riding right now with Voss, your leader. And you can see he is pushing plenty hard. He is not making it easy for the competition. As he heads into that sharp turn 10. Looking really good, but you can see on his mini-map, there are people in there behind him. He is not getting away. Nobody's going to give him the easy win. As he's coming into 14, the final turn. Just keep it under control, and he has got it. That's what you're seeing there. Voss managing to cross the finish line, and he will be your winner for our first race of the evening. Naves coming into second. Hines coming in third. Cagle coming in fourth. Just couldn't manage to hold it together, unfortunately. Dean coming in fifth. Bear real close behind him. Oh, man, it's so unfortunate the Bear couldn't hold it together. He and Jay, both of them, it was going to be interesting to see them up there, but it's all about consistency when it comes right down to it. You can have a really fast lap, but if you ain't consistent, it won't do you any good, unfortunately. So there you go. Really clean race in general. There were a few wrecks, but that's what you got. Boss, Napes, and Hines for your first, second, and third. Hines getting a taste of how rough this Xbox League really is. Good racing, guys. Very nice racing. What a great start for the evening. I'm loving it. So that is your Moto 3 at Catalunya. And I'm terrible at Spanish. Catalunya? I don't know. On the Xbox. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll be back shortly with the Moto 2 race. Alrighty, folks, it looks like everybody is ready, and we are just about to start qualifying for Moto 2 at Catalunya on the Xbox. That first race was really good. It was really solid. We'll see how this one goes. Some people seem a little upset. Takes a little work to hold it together there. Alrighty. Here we go as we get ready to start. All right. As we see Hines and Napes out on hand immediately. Napes eats a little dirt. As we're seeing encouragement from Matt Baird telling Jay, kick Justin's ass. Well, alrighty then. The shit talk is starting up proper at this point. Let's continue that. We'll see how everybody looks this evening as we wait for our first laps to be set. Nate's through his first section. We'll see how he looks. As Hines is also through the first section. These will be our first two setting laps here. Let's see what we get. Oh, Dean unfortunately has a bit of an off. Again, get him out of the way early in qualifying. Best way to do it. Richard out on the track now. Jay out on the track now as well. Cagle out there. SOA. Dean might be. There it goes. Starting it up again. Voss also out on the track. I think Bear isn't quite out yet. It's basically everybody out working on laps at this point. 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. As Hines and Napes getting near the end of their laps. Maybe at some point we can get both of those guys to stream. Hines telling me he can't stream this week because he doesn't have the proper Xbox. He's got the Xbox One Shitty instead of the One X. So no streaming from him quite yet on here. I don't know about Napes. We'll see what he does. A 148.4. Not bad. That's about what we expect. Moving down from the 153 1/4, and there you go. Hines showing that he does indeed know what's up with this game. A 148.187, putting him a quarter of a second ahead of Napes. Richard coming out and putting down only 1.3 seconds behind first. Not bad. Jay not looking too bad either. 3.25 seconds behind first. We'll see what Voss can put down. SOA putting down a 2.437. Welcome to the pack, bud. You had a little bit of a rough time in Moto 3, but you're looking good there in Moto 2. We'll see if Dean will finish himself up a lap. I don't know if he's gotten back out there yet. He had another off. Oh my! Voss telling Hines, here, let me show you what fast is with a 147.062. Oh, his Cagle has an off. That's unfortunate. We'll see if he can get back up there and get it done. Nate's looking good for his second lap. Let's see what he can do there. Voss, though, continuing to show everybody that he is no slouch at this. He has been really strong for the rest of the time in our Xbox League. So with Hines out there, he's got good competition to play with, but this field in general is really competitive. And it is good to see some talent cross between the two leagues. All I can say to the publishers of GP is, come on, guys, cross-platform play. It's not like you patch the game frequently enough to not be able to do it. I don't like having to have the leagues separated like this. Oh, looks like our race director lost his controller connectivity for the moment, so I won't be able to cut over the camera. Hopefully he'll get that fixed here shortly. Meanwhile, we'll just ride along with Voss and see how he's doing. Coming around this sharp turn 10. There we go, that sweeper in turn 12. Very tight sweeper. Right now he is our qualifying leader, and you can see first, second, and third sections, he's still holding the fastest of the entire qualifying. Let's see how his final time here looks. A 146.875 as he takes another restart. Clearly just wants that regular flying lap restart. Riding along for a moment with a bear. Hopefully he can get it together. Last race, he was in the same boat Nick J was, where both of them were looking really good and then just had unfortunate offs. This bear's still sitting in third. Only a second and a quarter off of first. Napes sitting a second and an eighth off of first. And Hines is now 1.312 seconds off of first, back in fourth during qualifying. Not an easy field at all to try and stand out in. These guys over here aren't playing. Jay having a bit of an off. 3 minutes remaining in qualifying, though. Plenty of time to fix that up. You can still get in 2 laps. Entire field within 6 seconds of each other, save for right back at the rear, Dean. But Dean has already set personal first for second and third sections, so I have the feeling he's going to move that time down. Oh, as we watch Voss have a bit of an off and reset, we'll see if he can move that time down any further. Whole field not looking bad at all. Look at this. Your top 7 are all under 5 seconds apart. Richard sets himself 2.625 seconds behind first. And Hines, look at that. Moving the first place score down to a 146.562. Firing a shot across the bow at Voss, letting him know, hey, I am here. I guess he's going to try to redeem the PS4 honor on this one. Napes, I think, is going to be disqualified from that lap. Cagle goes down, unfortunately. He's not looking bad, sitting in 5th, only 2 seconds off of first. Hopefully he can be more consistent during the race. We are sitting 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Oh, as Napes has a bit of an off. He'll probably need to reset. He can get in 1 more lap. Meanwhile, Voss, we'll see if he can answer what Hines just did. Both of them looking great this evening. Oh, Cagle having another bit of an off. And just reset your flying lap and go again. right, we are sitting 15 seconds remaining in qualifying. Everybody out on the track will probably get one more lap. Voss can't manage to move down. He turns down the same lap he did previously, but he's still 0.312 seconds behind Hines. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and call it. Not much chance of moving it down, but frankly, that is both of them within that short of a distance of each other. Yeah, it is quite possible to catch back up on a race like that. Not quite sure where he's going here. Apparently he's going to get out on the track and just stunt a bit. Meanwhile, Bear putting down what looks to be a very solid lap. Nape's still sitting in third, but Bear sitting in fourth, but doing really well so far. Ooh, a little rough. Coming through turn 12 there. Turn 13, though, looking solid. Definitely making use of the entire track. 14, final turn. Yeah, having to back off of it a little bit because he took it a bit too wide. We'll see if he can move his time down. It looks like he might. And wow, that's enough for second. Good job, Bear. He manages to bump Voss out. This is a guy you can never count out, man. That is the fun part. There's so many guys in both of our leagues that you don't get to count them out. They will jump up and get you when you're not thinking about it. It looks like just about everybody is done here. I don't think we'll see any major shuffles here. Yep, there we go. We got Hines in first. Bear manages to push his way up into second. Very good. Voss rounds out your front row. Then Napes, Cagle, and Richard on your second row. SOA, Jay, and Dean rounding out your third row. But if you're noticing there, folks, there's 4 seconds between first and eighth. And even Dean moved himself down to the point where it ain't even 10 seconds to the back of the pack. This is not an evening to make a mistake. You will get eaten alive. People are starting to get very fast at this point in the season. It is rather impressive. Do not dawdle if you want to win a race. All right. We are now getting ready for the race proper for Moto 2 at Catalunya on the Xbox. Moto 3 was a really good race. It was a race where you could not make mistakes at all, and it looks like Moto 2 is going to work out exactly the same. Hell, it might even be worse. Every one of the guys in this field is willing to punish you for screwing up. That makes for good racing every single time. We get our minute or so for everybody to set up everything. Get tires, suspension, final drive, everything just kind of dialed into what they want to do. I can't wait. This is going to be good. Hope everybody's enjoying it this evening, though. Alrighty, is only Dean left needing to ready up. We are almost ready to go. Hope everybody's as ready as I am for this. We got less than 10 minutes of a race. Everybody's just in a hurry. All right. Get excited, get hyped for whoever you're cheering for, because here it goes. Hines with a great shot. Jay, unfortunately, having some bad luck off the line. Richard pushing into second. Jay going down again. Oh, my God, look at this. Bowling alley coming into the first turn. Voss manages to sneak his way up into, Hines manages to sneak his way up into first. Voss into second. Cagle into third. Oh, Cagle pushed back to, oh, no, he wasn't. Oh, man. It is rough out there right now. As we have Cagle still in third, Napes in fourth, SOA sitting in fifth, Dean sixth, Richard sitting in seventh, Bear in eighth, and Jay has disappeared. He might have gotten a little frustrated on that one. Hopefully he'll swing back in for GP. As Hines out front is not really stretching things out tremendously quick. He is managing to get out ahead of Voss, but Voss isn't letting him out of sight, and Cagle, he's doing what he can do, man. He is keeping an eye on the back of front. Oh my, really wide. We'll take a look here. Cagle sitting back in third. You can see the view there from his perspective. Looking really good. But good God, it's a lot to catch Voss and Hines. We'll see how well he can hang on to him. Napes sitting 5 seconds back off the back of the podium. Hopefully, oh, he's already managed to cut 3/4 of a second out of that. So maybe, just maybe, he can manage to close that gap. Look at this. Between your podium, you have a total of maybe 2 seconds between the three of them. Oh, but that little off in the grass is going to slow Cagle down a slight amount. Still coming into 4. You can see that he is not letting... Oh, no! Cagle goes down, and of course, like I said, this field this evening is not letting you make mistakes, and Napes is there to steal third. Look at that. He manages to hold it in, gets a solid drive out. Cagle cannot catch up to him. We'll see if Napes can stretch it out. Coming into 7. Chicane in 8th. 9, the 90-degree turn there. And Napes slowly managing to stretch it out on Cagle. What a massive, massive steal. Bear, meanwhile, I believe pushed back earlier in the race. Oh, and he is having it rough, getting pushed way wide in 10. Man, what a rough time. As you're seeing here, the view off of Napes' tail, you can see Cagle wanting that position back that he lost. And you don't get to count him out. I can tell you right now, that man is fast. Hines, meanwhile, has decided for Moto 2, he's going to show these Xbox boys what's up. We'll see if he can hold it together. We'll cut away from Cagle trying to catch Napes. It looks like he may manage to do so. There ain't much of a separation between them, but that battle for first is still on. You can see the view here from Voss. And man, Hines is not going to get away with this easily. These are two guys that I have watched pass people hard on the brakes, deep coming into the straights all evening. They are not going to screw around when it comes to fighting each other. Look at this. Voss just nipping at Hines' heels coming out of 8. Hines not managing to stretch out that lead at all. Voss on the top of his game, realizing he can't screw around this evening. He wants a chance to win. Both of them pushing as deep as they can, coming into 10. Hines only a second ahead of Voss. Voss has managed to close about a half a second of what Hines had. Holy shit, he is not going to get away this evening. Voss with a solid drive out, but not really catching Hines at all on that one. Hines being as aggressive as he can on the brakes and pushing it hard as early as he can. And he manages on the front straight to stretch it out probably a tiny bit more. We'll see how he's looking here. Nope. Nope. Hines not managing to get away from Voss. Voss just waiting like a vulture for Hines to make a mistake. Just daring him to screw up. Oh man, this is one of these races where just swinging a couple of turns wide, never mind fall it over. Don't swing wide, you will get eaten. And this is the kind of fight you like to see for your top spots. Meanwhile, Napes in third, 4.3 seconds off of Voss. And Kegel another 3.5 seconds back off of that. Third place is not by any means secure, and neither is second, and first damn sure isn't. Your podium this evening is a big-time fight as Kegel goes down. Oh, that's unfortunate. And that puts Kegel and Bear right next to each other. If there's two guys who will fight it out to the bitter end, it's those two. I've watched that happen many a time. We'll see what happens there. Oh, no, now Bear has an off. Oh, that's disappointing to see. I wanted to see a little more Kegel and Bear fighting there, but look at this fight for first. Voss just refusing, absolutely refusing to let go of Hines. Look at these two going at it, neither of them making any major mistakes, and Voss actually managing to close another 0.4 seconds on Hines. Hines feeling the pressure now. Look at this distance between them. Hines not allowed to make any kind of mistakes now. He needs to have solid lines, solid braking, solid throttle all the way around the track. Do not screw up at all, or Voss will eat you alive. Napes, meanwhile, has been pushed back a little bit by the fact that these two are just positively hauling ass. Look at this. Voss just all over Hines. He's not letting him get away with it easily. My God, this fight for first in Moto 2 is just brutal. Oh, SOA goes down, and look at Voss making the moves here. We'll go ahead and look at it from his perspective. Look at this. He is looking for anything he can get. We have a little over 1 lap remaining. Aggressive as hell coming into 10. Look at this, trying to push in, and he slips up under Hines. Hines manages to get a better drive out, though. Cuts him off coming into 11. Oh, man. Neither of these two is going to make this easy. It is going to be a fight all the way around the track. Look at this, coming into 13. Both of them looking like they've got everything dialed in correctly. So nobody making any mistakes in the planning. Nobody making any mistakes on the track. Look at this. It may be down to final drive in the front straight. Voss making up the distance. Manages to take first. Oh my. As they both come down into... And look at this. Oh, Hines tries to slip under Voss. Voss taking it into turn 2. Manages to get it back. Nobody is going to give this race up easily. Looking now off the back of Voss, Hines getting just stretched out here. We'll see if he can make it happen. Look at him coming back as aggressively as he can. It's going to be difficult to make this happen. You can see from Hines' view there. Oh man, pushing hard. knocking on that rear tire for Voss, but Voss saying, we are not going to play this game. I am going to take first. I am going to stretch it out on you, and he is starting to do it. Hines still a half second back, and we are in the final lap. There is not much time to go. Look at this. Oh, my God. Voss leaving 10, but Hines just all over him. Coming into 12. Look at this. My God. Neither of these guys letting it go, but Voss is managing to stretch it out on Hines. Meanwhile, Napes has made up a little bit of time, but I don't think he's going to manage to catch up to these two. They are not slowing down for anything, and there we go. Through the finish line, a fight all the way to the end of the race. Voss and Hines, God, what a fight. Napes manages to make up almost an entire second, finding himself in third. Cagle in fourth, Bear in fifth, SOA sixth, and Richard and Dean rounding out the field. Dean, unfortunately, looks like it kind of fell apart for him. Same for Richard, but the rest of the field held it together pretty well. There were a few little mistakes here and there, but other than that, what a race. And Voss, you can tell, turned down the best lap of the race. No, I'm sorry, Napes did. Voss's best lap being a .437, but Napes incredibly fast, but just couldn't catch up. So that'll put him in third. But you'll notice on your lap times there, everybody having solid laps. Just those guys back in the pack just needing a little more consistency. Jay's saying he's having problems with the game itself. Something wonky going on there. I don't know what that could be. Sorry to see you out for the evening, man. Give her a shot next time. So there you are, Voss, Hines, and Napes taking your podium for Moto 2 at Catalunya, the Xbox. We'll be back in just a moment with GP. Last race of the evening. Hope you folks are enjoying it just as much as I am. Alrighty, folks, looks like everybody is just about ready to start MotoGP qualifying. What a great night of races we've had so far. This has been really good. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Having Hines step over into the Xbox League has clearly not been a mistake at all. He has definitely given these boys some challenge, but I think he's had a little bit of a spanking put on him too. It's not letting anybody off the hook. Nobody's getting away from this easily. There's no way everybody hasn't been enjoying this as much as I have. This has been good. We're waiting on everybody to finish up here. We'll see who all's in for it. All right, I think we're just about ready to get started here. Okay, here we go. Just about to start the last qualifying of the evening. This will be GP class on Catalunya on the Xbox. Hopefully we'll see just as good a competition as we've seen the rest of the evening. All right, as we wait for things to load up here. It's exciting, isn't it? You never know quite what's going to happen here. When we switch to the Winter League, we'll also probably switch over to GP 2020. So maybe that'll correct some of the issues we've seen folks complaining about. And there are a lot of different ones. All right, as we wait for everybody to get out onto the track, let's see how this goes. Now keep in mind, in the actual GP class, it gets very rough. You really get penalized hard for mistakes here. Not in the same way, though. In Moto 3, you make a mistake, it's going to take you forever to catch back up. But in MotoGP, man, the moment you screw up, everybody just flies past you and instantly is stretching out the lead. Even if you've got great acceleration, they're just gone. So Hines out on the track. I believe Bear is as well. Dean is actually first one to finish Section 1. Looks like he's out there to just get it done this evening. Unfortunately, we don't have a couple of guys that we've had out in the past. Key hasn't been out this evening. I don't know if he's going to make his way back. Richard just hasn't had his stream up this evening, unfortunately. We'll see if he does it next time. Meanwhile, we're waiting for Malampati. That is not a name I saw previously. One of our fellows left for that. Yeah, SOA seems to have gone ahead and called it a night. We have another wild card in his place. Napes. All right, he and Napes have both pushed out onto the track. As it looks like Hines and Cagle are currently hustling through things. And Dean, I think Dean had a penalty. He probably ran wide. Oh, as Cagle has an off. 7 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Yep, Dean having an off there too. After having a penalty anyway, might as well reset your lap at that point. 7.5 minutes remaining, plenty of time. Oh, Richard having a rough off as well. Kegel, meanwhile, continuing his way around the track. Hines, Voss, and Bear as well. Oh man, Napes has an off. I'm sure he'll get it back together. And Hines putting down a very respectable 140.937 for his first lap. Very nice. Kegel, 8.1 seconds off of that. Yeah, his first lap was a little rough. Maybe he can speed it up. Voss managing to push Hines back. 1.312 seconds ahead of him at a 139.625. Voss telling Hines, no. This is, in fact, my league. I'm not going to give it to you easily. Meanwhile, Bear manages to equal Hines on his first lap. Bear looking solid as he always does. Oh, no! Oh, Hines getting cut off. Come on, guys. It's qualifying. Don't play that way. It's all right, though. 6 minutes remaining in qualifying. He'll be okay. Meanwhile, Napes has a bit of an off as well. Unfortunately, has yet to put down a lap. Hopefully, he will get it done this time. Bear looking decent. Don't think he'll manage to push any further time down off his lap, but I don't think it'll be easy to push him off the podium either. Then again, Malampati manages to bring himself down to 8.8 seconds off of the lead. Kegel, we'll see what he can do. He's not setting qualifying best, but he is setting personal bests and a qualifying best. In the first section, personal best for the second and third. We'll see how it looks. Dean's setting personal bests all the way around, putting in 14 seconds off of the lead. So we'll see what everybody can do here. Bear, meanwhile, has returned to the pits, maybe making a few adjustments, trying to figure out what he wants to do there. Oh, as our wild card, Malampati has an off. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Don't expect me to get it right. I am an English-speaking, white-as-fuck motherfucker. Oh, as Bear unfortunately has an off. I assume that was right as he started his lap out of the pits, so he'll probably reset on that one. Meanwhile, we have 4.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. Malampati looks like he has disqualified himself maybe on that lap. Kegel, meanwhile, is only 3 1/8 seconds off of the lead. Not looking too bad. He's not been bad all night, but he hasn't managed to be consistent enough during the races. Hopefully he can get that under control. Again, he and Bear always consistent, always fun to watch. But for the past few races, they've had trouble getting the podium as everybody else has just sped up throughout the season. Particularly Voss and Napes have just been aggressive later in the season. Oh man, Bear having another one, but he's got 3.5 minutes. He could get at least 2 more laps in. He'll just get back out there on the track. Kegel, meanwhile, setting 3.5 seconds even off the lead. Notice there, all the way back to 6th place, Richard sitting in 6th, 4 seconds even off of 1st. All the way back to 7th, you don't have 10 seconds between them. You don't get to be slow in this league at all. 3 minutes remaining in qualifying. Kegel having another off, unfortunately. Yep, popping back into the pits for a moment. Richard having an off. And another. Hopefully he'll manage to get that under control here pretty quick. Meanwhile, Nate's might have invalidated his lap as far as I can see. Sitting in second right now, though, just ahead of Hines. Not bad. Sitting at 1 second even off of our leader. And Voss looking as good as he has the rest of the evening. Sitting in a 139.25, and he won't be able to put any more onto it for that lap, but he can get 2 more laps in. He keeps that pace up. Maybe he can push that time down. We'll see. Meanwhile, Richard having another off, unfortunately. Bear sitting 1.687 seconds off of first still, right alongside of Hines. Hines still sitting in third place, which puts him front row. We'll see how it looks from there. Dean and Malampati moving themselves down, both sitting under 10 seconds off the lead. So there ain't 10 seconds between this field. As with the other classes tonight, you don't get to fuck around if you're up front. You will find out. Meanwhile, Bear deciding, I'm going to go ahead and take the front row from Hines. Looking really good. 1.312 seconds off of Voss. 0.3 seconds off of Napes. Napes starting another lap. Let's take a look at how Bear is looking right now. With a minute remaining in qualifying, just under a minute, Voss is 139.25 remaining the time to beat. Look at this Bear front wheel coming off the ground. And he's just in qualifying. I think this guy has decided if he's going to do anything tonight, it's going to be in GP. I can't blame him. Remember, folks, this guy has been dealing with, that tag ain't no bullshit. This is a guy who has one hand that's basically paralyzed that's finally started to recover, and he's consistently been 5th or above all season. He's not slow. You give this man both of his hands back, and I suspect he might start whooping people's asses. Who knows? Maybe having that one hand is what gives him the advantage. He ain't willing to take anybody's shit. As he's getting ready to finish up his last lap here, I don't think he's going to manage to push down from that third place position, unfortunately. But that being said, solid laps out of him. Yep, a 141.062. Not bad, but not going to be enough to get him to first, but he's still on the front row. Meanwhile, Napes still out. Doesn't look like Napes is going to manage to move it down at all. I think he's still going to have that 1 second. Hines might manage to move himself down. We'll see. I suspect he took a brief break, then headed into the pits. So we'll see what he does. Looking at Hines there, let's see what he can do. 2 sections of lap bests, 1 section of personal best that was not, qualifying best. 1 section, the third section, that was a personal but not qualifying best. He might manage to move down a little bit in time here. Let's see what he does. That's enough to put him in second. That puts him up on the front row. Moves Bear down to the second row. Napes finishes out your front row. So Voss, Hines, and Napes, familiar names to the front of the pack. Then Bear, Cagle, those two often next to each other. Richard finishing out your second row. And Dean and our wild card Malampati finishing out the third row. But if you look at that, folks, on lap times, man, you ain't even got 10 seconds between these guys. Again, this field, it's fuck around and find out. Do not mess about. You will get caught. Oh, and Richard has decided to stream. Thanks, bro. Alrighty. I am looking forward to this. I hope the rest of you are. We're going to start our 1 minute countdown. preparing for the final race of the evening. This will be the MotoGP class at Catalunya on the Xbox. And this has been some good racing this evening. There is nobody not bringing the best that they can. Definitely looking forward to it. Always exciting when you have, 10 seconds between the 10 seconds between the folks that are running these races. Man, it's good. It's so good. I love having a race where nobody's allowed to make mistakes. Of course, that also starts the show. Again, as I've noted throughout the season, it's not just about how fast you can turn down a lap. It is how consistent you are. And that's where the guys that have been at the front of our pack, I know that Hines consistently has been on the PS4, Voss on the Xbox. These two are just incredibly consistent along with being fast, but on both sides, we've got guys who can routinely turn down the right laps. All they need to do is tune the consistency. That's it. And that always makes for good racing. If all you're waiting on is consistency from guys, oh my God, it's scary to watch. I think we're going to see a good race here, though. All right, looks like everybody's ready. We're waiting for the race director, to kick things off. We will be good to go. So this will be your last race of the evening. We are just about to start MotoGP on Catalunya on the Xbox. This is going to be some good shit. Yes. In the group chat, we kind of have the pit chat, I like to call it. Richard laughing about the fact that I'm saying the theme of the evening is fuck around and find out. And sure enough, there it goes. Voss off the line. Oh no, Richard getting thrown out on the straight there. It's similar to what happened to Jay earlier. I'm wondering if it's a prediction thing in the game. That's unfortunate. Voss hanging on to first. Napes creeping his way into second. Kegel sitting in third. Malampati, our wild card, in fourth. Hines back in fifth, but the difference between them, you are looking at 2 seconds back to fifth. Nobody is screwing around here. Dean 3 seconds off of that. Bear is pushed back, unfortunately, and so is Richard. Malampati has another off. Kegel has an off, unfortunately. That's disappointing to see. And so far it is shaken out to be Voss out in first, though he is way off in the grass from what we can see. Again, client prediction does weird things. Man, I hope they fix this for 2020. That is one of the things I don't like. So we're showing Hines in first, Voss in second. Let's take a look from Voss's actual stream, because race director's getting weird shit through his internet. And here you can see Voss trying to chase down Hines. Hines just absolutely flying through turn 11 and 12. Look at him leaving. That drive out is just phenomenal. Normally, I have seen Hines go with the Suzuki. He didn't do it this evening, and look at how he is just gone into the front straight, turning down a 148.9. Holy shit, he is fast tonight. Look at this. Hines telling Voss, all right, you want to play that game? I will show you how it's done. 1.5 seconds ahead. Voss better find his rhythm quick, because clearly there is no screwing around this evening. Again, fuck around and find out the theme for the evening, and it is good to watch. Meanwhile, Napes and Kegel having a fight for third. There is nobody battling for the podium that is letting anybody get anything easily. Oh my God, and Napes has an off, unfortunately. Oh, that is disappointing to see. Malampati going down. Bear pushing his way up into fourth past Napes. It looks like we might have a Kegel and Bear fight. We're used to seeing that. We'll see if those two can get at it. But look at this. Voss just not letting Hines get away. Hines clearly having a better setup for the straights, but Voss taking advantage of the fact that the Suzuki's in the GP class are just agile as hell. He's doing great through the twisty sections, but then when it comes to that front straight, Hines will stretch it out again if Voss has not closed the distance. And coming into 14, he hasn't managed to do it yet. Look at this. Both of them a decent launch, but Hines just starts stretching it out on him. Look at this. Hines on 140.625. Voss a faster lap at a 139.687. It looks like overall he was faster on that lap, so Hines not having quite as big a lead as he did the previous lap. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack, Kegel and Bear at it for third place. Both of them fighting for that. Right now, Voss and Hines fighting over first place. I'm going to go ahead and wait for them to get a bit closer. Oh, no! As we have Rex out of, I believe, Bear and Kegel. And Nafe pushes his way up into fourth. Oh, man. This is not a predictable evening at all. You don't even know what to expect this evening. As Napes makes his way all the way up into third place. What an unpredictable and crazy evening we're having here. You can see there, first all the way back to fifth, there ain't 3 or 4 seconds between them total. This is, again, do not make mistakes this evening. You will be penalized. As Voss is all over Hines. Hines has managed to stretch it out a bit more. Unfortunately, Bear goes down. That's disappointing. That is really, and Napes is now 9 seconds off of second place. So it is Bear, Kegel, and then Napes, but Bear has now slid far enough back. This is what you run into with the GP class. You make a mistake, man, it stretches out fast. Malampati probably going to be pushed a bit further back as Richard is going to get a chance to pass him. My God, the fight between Voss and Hines just not ending. It's not worth looking away from right now. Look at these two. They will not let go. We are fourth lap out of sixth. A little over halfway through this lap and just, Hines going to the outside. Voss manages to catch up a little bit of distance there. Hines not allowed to make mistakes. Richard goes down, unfortunately, in the back. That will probably result in him getting past. Oh, nope. Dean doesn't manage to close it on him. Meanwhile, front straight, Voss trying like mad to chase down Hines, but just can't close the distance. It seems like it's really going to be down to Hines making mistakes. That is the only way Voss is going to close this distance, unfortunately, and Hines is just intent on not making them. Meanwhile, Napes, about 10 3/4 seconds back. It's going to be hard for him to close any further, but Kegel is only 3.5 seconds off of Napes. We may see some changes in that third place slot. Oh no, and Napes goes down. I will guarantee you There is about to be a change here. If Nape screws around any further, Cagle will eat him alive. And look at this. Up and under almost. Oh, no. No. Cagle loses it. He tries to get under it. He tries too hard. Flies out of turn 5. And that is Nape's disappearing on Cagle. Cagle's going to have to work his ass off to catch back up. Dean there you can see in front of Cagle. I think it looks like the pack is unfortunately lapping. Was it lapping? Is that what's going on there? I am not sure. Meanwhile, the view from Voss here, it is, 16 seconds back to third place because of mistakes at the back of the pack. So what we have at this point, oh, wow. Voss has managed to pass and set another 3 seconds ahead on Hines. Oh my. I should not have looked away. That was a mistake on my part. Look at these two, and it is clearly never over between them either. There is clearly a wreck that I missed. Oh my God. And this is it. This is the final lap. And you can see Voss having to make sure that he does not let Hines catch up under any circumstances. Hines, though, incredibly aggressive, not letting him get away easily. He's got less than half a lap to go. As they come into, this is 10, this is one of the best places to catch him, but he's got to be really aggressive on the brakes. But it looks like Voss manages to brake really late as well. Hines cannot catch him. Voss, not much left to go. Oh my God, look at this. Coming through turn 12, you can see Hines on the mini-map behind him, but I don't think he's going to, and oh man, Bear goes down again, unfortunately. And this is it, coming out of turn 14. Voss has to just not make any mistakes in the straight, and there it goes. Voss taking first place after stealing it from Hines. Hines 2.5 seconds behind and looking like, Nape's taking third. What a good fight for the evening. So there you go, folks. Your last race of the evening, GP class at Catalunya on the Xbox. Look at that. Voss turning down a 1:39.687 for his fastest lap. Definitely faster than anybody in the race. He earned that one. Hines just down to mistakes. A 140 even. A hell of an effort. And he definitely had some good competition here over on the Xbox. Nape's looking solid as well. It's just mistakes at the back of the pack costing him. You can see from those lap times, there's nobody slow in the field. It's all about the consistency. And that's what we had out of our leaders today. So there you go, folks. What a hell of an evening of racing. I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. Thanks for watching this evening. Really appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I will see you next time. We will make sure to post race times for the next couple of races as soon as possible. Thanks for showing up, folks.